Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing documentation certification or notarization in connection with marriage in Thailand. What are we talking about here? Well, a lot of folks that are married abroad that want to then have their marriage registered for usage in Thailand. So basically it then is recognized by Thailand for use by the Thai government. Oftentimes in connection with a Thai-O marriage visa do we see this type of thing pop up. And then the question becomes, what is the difference between simply a notarized copy of a foreign marriage certificate versus certified documentation for registration within the Thai system? And there is a big difference. Certifying foreign marriage documentation for registration in Thailand can be a rather cumbersome process for what many would probably look at as something that should be rather simple. But at the end of the day, you're dealing with multiple jurisdictions and you're dealing with the plenary and or, if you will, sovereign powers of given jurisdictions with regard to the ability to affect the institution of marriage. And as a result, the documentation associated with that, you oftentimes, okay, so for example, you're talking about a foreign marriage, a marriage that took place in one of the US states, one of the states in Australia, the UK, whatever, Europe. You basically, that marriage was affected in that other jurisdiction. Now, in point of fact, in terms of plenary matters, you might be married. But in order to use that for legal purposes in Thailand, that especially if married to a Thai and you're trying to gain some benefit thereby, you need to have that marriage registered in the Thai system. Getting that into the Thai system can be a cumbersome endeavor and require a great many notarizations in and of themselves before even final certification for registration in the Thai system. So understand there are two things going on: notarizations versus certification of documentation and certification of foreign status within the Thai system. And in point of fact, there's really sort of three things going on. So the point I'm trying to make with this video, there's a difference between notaries, there's a difference between notarizations that may be used throughout the process of then certifying documentation for registration and usage here in Thailand. These are all very different things. They have very different ramifications. Depending on the circumstances in your case, you may or may not need certain of these instruments, if you will. Again, the facts of the given case as it pertains to a foreign marriage and usage of said documentation here in Thailand, the facts will drive the analysis. For those who feel a bit overwhelmed about all of this, it may not be a terrible idea to contact a legal professional, gain some insight and guidance into how best to proceed.